reported that you have a increased sensitivity to light, and that things seem to be out of focus when they become up close. Is that correct? Excellent. Okay. So, just to begin, before I do any repairs, I want to do a baseline diagnosis just to see where your abilities stand, where your eyes stand. So, does this chart appear blurry to you at all? I'm not concerned if you can read it, I'm more concerned is if it's sharp. For the most part it is? Okay. Now I'm going to have my finger here. I want you to say when my finger starts becoming out of focus. Okay? Oh, okay. Let me know when it comes back in focus. Okay. And out of focus. Alright, so right around here is where you're losing focus. Got it. Okay. Could you cover your left eye with the palm of your hand? Don't touch the globe at all. Just gently rest over it. Excellent. Is this chart any different now than it was before? No? Okay, good. And now my finger. Tell me when it leaves focus or when it goes out of focus. Right around there. Back into focus. Kind of around this area. Okay. Once more back out of focus. Okay, so back here. Sorry, I went too fast. And back in focus. Okay. Seems that the left eye is a bit further away. Now swap your eyes. Cover your right eye now. Is this chart still clear and readable? Excellent. Now to the finger. Around there. Back in focus. And out of focus. And in. Excellent. So that gives me a rough idea of what's going on. Next up, I'm going to take a quick peek at the other features of your eyes, other components, so to speak, and see how they are performing as well. Because I don't want to start any repairs without knowing every possible issue. So, first up is your reported light sensitivity. Now, this might be a bit bright. Okay, that's showing to you, okay. Is this unbearable to look at? Not quite unbearable, but it's not comfortable. Okay. Okay, I do want to try some light reflection tests. I will be very brief so as to not agitate too much. If it hurts or is too uncomfortable, immediately tell me and I will stop, okay? Okay. Just a quick 1 and 2. And once again, 1 and 2. Don't want to do any more than that. 1, 2. 1, 2. Excellent. Okay, so your light sensitivity is strong, but I was getting both direct and consensual responses in both eyes. So I don't believe it is an issue with your pupil or iris, or rather, I don't think it's an issue with your pupil or the inside of your eyes. It might pertain to your iris. I'm going to do a quick measurement of both pupils, both irises. Can you look into the open eye? Excellent. And the other one? Excellent. Okay. Just a quick little check. They do seem larger than average, but I don't know if that is pertaining to exactly what we are seeing here. So, just to make sure I'm not missing anything, I'm going to do a few more tests. Firstly, I ask that you hold your head nice and steady and focus on my finger best you can. And it is blurry, I know, but just try your best, okay? Oh. Might have gone too far. Okay. My finger is leaving your vision. Okay. Keep following it to the best of your ability. I'll do a peripheral test right after this. Okay. Now I'm going to have you try and follow my finger. Just a bit close. Okay, it hurts there. Alright, I'll stop. So, something interesting of note there. I noticed that you were beginning to lose track of my finger at the edges. So, I'm going to see if that has anything to do with a periphery issue. So, I'm going to have you once again hold steady, but look straight at my nose and tell me when my finger enters your field of vision. Okay. 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 I'm gonna do that once more, just double check, but it does seem noticeably smaller than mine. Okay. So, that is good to know. As of right now, the current issues I have realized, or the current symptoms you're experiencing, are your focal point is not calibrated correctly. You have too much light exposure, could be related to iris dilation or your pupil dilation. And you have something interfering with your peripheral vision. It could be a tunnel vision effect, or it could be a zoom setting that is not calibrated properly. So, I will do some quick repairs. I'm going to focus on the focal length real quick. But before I do that, I must ask, have you had any major accidents, or do you have any idea as to what might have caused this issue? you haven't had any major accidents recently, and it has been getting slowly worse over time. Got it. It could just be maybe the last person who adjusted you didn't quite close everything up properly. It could be, some weathering, maybe some old parts. It could be a whole list of things, but nothing that sounds too dire. If it was a slow and natural thing, it can most definitely be repaired and fixed. Okay? So, I'm going to start with your focal length. Just get over here. Okay, I went too far in that direction, but it can bottom out. Right now I'm trying to get a feel for the top and bottom of your range here. It was spilling out, or rather it was over time deteriorating. Just trying to figure out exactly why. And if it goes faster or slower based on value. So, looking back here, I see the issue. So, your thing, you can be calibrated to all ranges. It just wasn't happening automatically because it seems whoever was in here last turned off that setting. And the drift just happened naturally over time, I guess, through movement. Yeah, okay, there are a few screws loose, quite literally. Okay, so, before I go any further, I want to ask, is there a reason as to why manual mode was turned off? Do you know? No? Okay. I'm going to try enabling it real quick before I screw things tighter. I want you to know if there are any issues with it being on. So, brace yourself. I'll do it in 3, 2, 1. Okay. Is anything better now? Much better? Okay. Do you have any issues regarding pain, discomfort, any of the sort? No? Okay. How is your light sensitivity now? Has anything changed? Okay, it's hard to tell because everything is in focus now, so it looks darker. That makes sense. So, I'm going to sit back a little bit and ask you once again to follow my finger. I want to see if anything is different now that the focal length is set to automatic. And please report any pain. and now follow it in as close as possible. Okay, excellent. So, no pain, but there was some slight flashing right when my finger was in the middle of your vision. Okay. That shouldn't be much of an issue. That should work itself out as the system gets, it settles in, it kind of gets the right values over time. Because, it's not just some dumb little machine, it's got a little bit of logic to it, a little bit of brain behind it. So, I will screw things shut for now. It will be easy to access in the future, do not worry. If you have any more issues with your focal distance, please let me know. So, to begin with, just gonna... Okay. And all done. That's all I needed. Yeah, and I know, it's surprising. Whoever was in there last really could have tightened it down. If it was, I don't think you would have even noticed that it was on manual and not automatic. Okay. So, that being said, I now want to take a look at your light sensitivity once more. I'll bring out the same light as before. I want you to tell me if it is too bright or if it's any darker than before. It seems about the same. Okay. That's odd, but understandable. Not particularly odd, I just figured that having the focal length adjusted might make your light sensitivity a bit better. It is a bit better? Okay. Never mind then. So, that is excellent to know. Now, earlier I did also notice you were still having your peripheral vision issues. So, while I am back looking at your light sensitivity, I will also see if I can do anything about your periphery. So, to begin, I'm going to open the panel on this side and try and diagnose the issue. Okay. Do you do a lot of swimming or any water sport activities? No? Aside from showering? Okay. I'm noticing the weather sealing is a bit loose. Honestly, it could just be... It looks like I can just press it back into place. I think it slipped out over time. And a little bit of water damage has been causing some issues back here. But I don't see anything permanent. It seems very dry. Just that either water damage or... the water damage to the seal itself seems like it can be wiped off. But in regards to the actual mechanic itself, it looks pretty okay. It could have been any number of factors. There's just a lot of dust built up. But it should be fairly simple. Okay. I'm going to quickly hit the recalibrate button. It might take a moment, but let me know if it ever fluctuates or if your vision goes too bright or too dark. It might hurt a bit, so I do recommend closing your eyes. And I'm going to hit it in 3, 2, 1. Okay, open your eyes now. Is it stabilized? It is? Okay. Do things seem darker? Excellent. Did your field of view change at all? It did? Okay, very good. I'm just going to, really quick, put that back in place. Before I screw things together, does your vision feel okay now? Okay. I'm going to run through the light tests one more time. Let me know if they feel different at all. Okay. The light is still bright, but it's more manageable now. Got it. So, I'm just going to shine the light in your eye a few more times than before. Looking at your direct response, followed by consensual, great work there. Things are looking magnificent. So, I'm going to measure your pupil size once again. Look into the open eye. Great. Your pupils have both gone down in diameter, which is excellent to see. That means that was the cause, and your field of vision might have been tied to it. So, or rather, the systems controlling that your iris, how much your iris pulls the pupil opening, could have been, or I believe it was, controlled by your field of view controller. But just to make sure, I'm going to once again perform the peripheral vision test. So just let me know when the finger enters your field of view. Excellent. 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 And excellent. Good. Once more. Alright, much better than last time. Okay, I think things are all good to go. You haven't reported any discomfort to me yet. So I will do one final tightening. Excellent. Okay, as one final test to make sure you're good to go, I want you to look at that chart. I'll be shining a light on it. I want you to tell me which letter I am illuminating, okay? S U B S C R I B and E. Excellent. Okay, that was a fairly simple test, but I wanted to make sure that illuminated lights weren't too terribly hard for you. And, well, because given your light sensitivity, and overall, thank you for coming. If you have any more issues with anything, please immediately let us know. Your light sensitivity, your field of view, and your focal point should all be in good condition now. I don't see any reason why long term they would deteriorate, so you should be able to rest easy. Thank you very much for coming by, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day or night. See ya.